Support for Radio Friends comes from IT Como, offering computer and IT services for small businesses and residential clients. IT Como can set up remote work-at-home solutions and data security and backup systems and upgrade your company email to more modern platforms. IT Como can also help you get the most from your technology at home. Learn more at itcomo.com. Good morning and welcome to Radio Friends on Friday, August the 4th. We have our computer guru with us today, Robert Ricketts from IT Como. And here's a guy that can answer any question you have about your computer, how it runs, the router. But today we're going to talk about cell phones. And I've been asking you this question for ever since I met you. How does a cell phone work? Have you ever wondered? You live here in Columbia or Central Missouri, and yeah, you get a phone call and that's fine. But then when you travel out of town, or if you travel overseas, how does the cell phone know where you are to ring a number from Columbia, Missouri to Honolulu, Hawaii, or to Auckland, New Zealand?
Yep.
How does it work?
Well, so the cellular network, first let's kind of talk about what cellular means. So in the old days, mobile phones were very powerful and could only work in a particular city. So the signals were very strong, transmitted a long way, not really easy to figure out where you were. But with cell phones, the cell towers, we see them all over the place, only cover a very small area, maybe half a mile inside a city like Columbia, or out on the interstate, maybe just a couple of miles. So you have towers located all down the interstate and in rural areas and inside of cities, way more towers, much more dense. So first of all, the system knows which tower your phone is connected to. So it knows you have to be within a small geographic area.
Wait, now let me back up here. Mm-hmm. So when you're traveling down the highway, your phone is actually switching from one tower to the next tower to the next
That's
tower.
Right.
Even if you're talking on the phone,
even if you're talking,
it's seamless.
It's seamless. You don't know it's happening.
So it's passing you off from one tower to the next.
That's right. That's called handoff. So as you get away from one tower, the signal gets weaker and weaker, but at the same time, you're getting closer to another tower. So at some point, that new tower becomes stronger than the one you're driving away from, and that call is handed off to the new tower. And then as you continue on down the road, the same thing happens again.
But how does the call that's coming into that tower, how does it know?
Because the network knows where your phone is. Every phone has a subscriber number, not your phone number, but a long serial number that's unique to that phone. And when you turn your phone on, which they're pretty much always on these days, the cellular system, the network, the carriers like Verizon and AT&T, they know which tower your phone is closest to because your phone is constantly pinging that tower. The phone is saying, here I am, here I am, here I am. And it does that more or less continuously. So when a call does come in to your phone, it knows which tower to route that call to that's closest to your phone.
And that's all done instantaneously.
Instantly, yes.
And that's mind-boggling.
It's speed of light. That's right.
And if you're traveling overseas,
it's the same thing. Of course, you probably turned your phone off before you got on the plane because we're supposed to do that.
Right.
That's why they made airplane mode. So you land in Rome, Italy. You get out of the plane, you turn your phone on. The first thing that phone's going to do is send out a broadcast beacon saying, here I am. It doesn't know where it is yet. In fact, it doesn't really know where it is until the system tells it where it is. The phone just says, here I am, and then the nearest tower at the Roma Fiumicino Airport or wherever you are sees that beacon coming from your phone, and it tells the phone where you are.
So that's how it knows to switch the time to the time zone that you're in too.
Yes, exactly. So when you first look at your phone after landing, it still has the time in New York or wherever you took off from.
Yeah.
But as soon as you turn off airplane mode and it connects to the tower, within a minute or so, the phone updates with the time, the local time, because now it knows it's in Italy.
So, okay, it knows it's in Italy. So if somebody in the United States dials your 573
Whatever,
number,
right.
it's going to go into the system here
in the U.S.
In
Colombia. Mm-hmm.
And then the system knows, now that your phone is connected, it knows that your phone is in Rome.
That's right.
And it's going to send the signal over there.
Right, but it's not sending the signal through the air. I mean, we have transcontinental cables, fiber optics. Oh boy, that's a whole other topic. Thousands of miles of fiber optics that run
and
between
to the ocean
countries,
also, right?
Along the ocean floor, exactly. So since the system already knows you're in Italy, then it doesn't have to do any guesswork. As soon as you turn your phone on and it pinged the local towers, then it knew where it was. So that phone call that you place from your landline or your mobile in Colombia goes into the cellular system, again, the various carriers, and it knows to route that call through that fiber optic cable and then to a transmitter that's near your phone in Italy, and then finally your phone rings.
And all of that is done in microseconds.
That's right. And all of that, by the way, became a thing back in the mid-'80s. Cell phones have been around for probably 40 years. Smartphones like we have today have only been around since 2007 when Apple came out with the first iPhone. But in the old days, cell phones were just phones. There was no text messaging. There were no apps. All you could do is talk.
Could it track you, though?
Yes, even back then.
It could track you.
Yes.
Now, wherever you go in the world, your phone is constantly tracking you.
That's right.
So
this is the best tracker ever invented.
I know.
We willfully carry it with us everywhere.
I remember during COVID, somebody said, "I'm not going to get one of those COVID shots because they put a tracker in your system."
The microchips.
No. What's tracking you is your phone itself.
That's right. Exactly.
So if you don't want to be tracked, what can you do?
You turn the phone off or leave it at home. So even if you put the phone, deny tracking to a particular app. So some apps, when you launch them, they'll say such and such app would like to know your location. And you can allow that or deny that. So go ahead and deny that, and then maybe TikTok doesn't know where you are. But the phone itself has to know where you are. Otherwise, the cellular system couldn't work. And to be sure, big data buys that tracking information.
One thing I notice now is I get a notice from Google telling me exactly where I've been every month. Is there any way to not have that happen?
Some of the individual Google apps can be disabled from tracking you.
But you can't disable your phone from tracking, or you won't get calls.
At the phone's network level, you cannot turn that off, except to turn the phone off.
Robert, you're amazing, and you cleared it up for me. I thank you so much. Even with my voice going out, I understand a little bit better. If you want more information on help with your computer, you can check it out, www.itcomo.com.
That's right.
And you have a feature on your website about the cell phone.
Yes, click on Radio Friends, and you'll see a link.
Thank you.